Is it possible to have anything that binds people together? In the 10th century, how Bluetooth unified the Danish people into, from a loose collection of tribes into something that more approached a nation. The result is that his runes, H and B for Bluetooth, Harold Bluetooth, became the symbol in 1997 for a system that unified computer technology. And the Bluetooth system, of course, is still used today. And the reason why I'm starting with that is because the aspiration was that when the internet, when computer technology came in, it was going to be something that brought the world together into one community. And there's numerous examples, aren't there, of when that has happened. One can think perhaps of 1948, when the Second World War, with all its horrors of division, had finished. They set up the United Nations to bring people together. Now, of course, religion has always been an important part of a way of bringing people together. And although the etymology is disputed, the actual word religion probably comes from the Latin religare, something that draws, reties people together into one group. And obviously that is its function. In what's called the Great High Priestly Prayer in John 17, Jesus prays that they may all be one, that all my followers will be one. But there's an enormous irony there, because in the World Council of Churches at last count there were 300 and how many was it churches? Like loads, many of them barely on speaking terms with one another. So it doesn't really work in that way. Humans have always had the desire to unify together into one group. But of course what they mean by that is one group that shared their beliefs. Even at the times when people were really religious, say back in the 16th century, there were enormous religious divisions, and the great wars of religion of the 16th and 17th century saw thousands and thousands die. They say that in the 30 Years' War between 1618 and 1648, a third of the population was killed between Protestants and Catholics. So religion doesn't really seem to be a way in which people can be united together. How about the internet? Has that actually achieved uniting people together? Well, no, because again, people are they're going on social media sites, they're forming their own views, and they're becoming very polarized in their beliefs. And it's like our society couldn't be more divided. Strangely, as I'm actually giving this little presentation, it's the night when England are playing Wales in the football. And of course, by the time this presentation is released, the result will be known. I'm no football pundit, I'm not going to predict a score, but it's funny to think, of course, that the football can again be something that bonds people together, but of course it only bonds people together if they happen to support that team. I remember very well as someone that supported a London team in the northwest of England, being very isolated and alone, but actually going to matches was a way in which you were bonded together into the group. Humans are social animals, and the need to be bonded together with others is really, really, really important. So in a world in which there are many, many divisions, it's good to think there are some things that do unite people. Partly that, of course, can be a shared moral code, and I've spoken a lot in these presentations about shared moral codes. the actual idea perhaps of the golden rule, treat others as you would wish to be treated, the great Christian dictum, which is also in other religions, of love your neighbour as you love yourself, again a really important one. Where do we stop? You know, there's so many. Football, shared moral beliefs, shared political beliefs, these unite people together. But if I have a single message that comes from this, you're never going to really achieve anything that unites all humans together. The great dream of Star Trek, where the United Space Federation was one group all united together, that is not something I think that we will ever be likely to see coming together. But when humans share and participate together as one common group, whether that's in an educational setting or an armed forces setting or a sports setting or whatever it is, the team is always stronger than the individual. I'm sorry, I know this sounds like a sermon. It's not meant to be. But to unite together is a stronger thing than to try to do things on your own. No joke. I hope you've enjoyed that. It was short, slightly rambly, forgive me, not perhaps as precise as I usually have, but nevertheless, subscribe to the channel, help me with this chess problem if you can. Thank you so much. Take care.